Feeling you're being watched. Or followed. Do you check over your shoulder to see if there's someone behind you? No ships, no boats, except it's very, very far away. A little white speck headed from right to left, headed for shore.
Where's Vicky?
He's in Rome. I just came down to pick some things up to take up to him.
Is he staying with somebody?
Oh, no, just in a hotel. How's our home sweet home?
Oh, dull, as usual.
How's Skippy?
Who?
The stray that you took in.
Oh, he went off. I didn't expect him to stay.
Oh.
You look like you've had a good time.
Yes, we did. Can I fix you a drink?
No, thanks. How long do you think Dickie's going to be away?
I don't really know. He said he wanted to look at a lot of art shows whilst he was up there. I think he's just enjoying the change of scenery. You know how he is. Say, be back in about a week.
Oh.
By the way, we got your Stradivari. Picked up for you in San Remo.
Oh, thanks very much. Well, how long are you staying?
Where?
Here.
Oh, just overnight. We're going back down to Rome tomorrow.
All right. Well, I don't suppose I'll see you again unless you're at the beach. Have a good time in case I don't see you. And tell Dickie to write a postcard. What hotel is he staying at?
It's the, what's the name? The one by the Piazza di Spagna?
The Inglaterra?
That's it, yes. Although I think he said to use the American Express as the postal address. I probably will go down to the beach tomorrow in the morning. Fancy it?
All right. Thanks for the perfume.
Don't mention it. Yeah.
For how long?
Well, for the rest of the winter, apparently, anyway.
He's not coming back all winter?
No. He said he might even sell the house. He hasn't decided yet.
Gosh. What happened?
Well, I don't know. Apparently he wants to spend the rest of the winter in Rome. Apparently, anyway. But I thought he was going to write to you today. He said that he was going to write to you. I thought you would have received a letter.
No. He's still going to Cortina, isn't he?
No, he isn't. He said that he was going to write to Freddie and cancel it in March. No, that shouldn't affect your going, Marge. By the way, he said in his letter that he wanted you to keep the fridge. You can probably find someone to help you move it.
Are you going to stay with him in Rome?
Yeah, just for a couple of days. I can get set up. Then I want to see Paris before I go home. I'll be headed back to the States around.
Well, what's he going to do about Christmas? Do you think he wants to spend it here or in Rome?
No, I don't think here. I have the impression he wants to be by himself.
Oh. Goodbye.
Will she try and call him? Or even go up to Rome to see him? So what if she does? There are enough hotels in Rome. Dickie could have changed hotels. There are enough hotels there to keep her busy for days. Newspapers. Barca affondata del Signor San Remo. The newspapers would read bloodstains in the boat. The Italian papers, they love melodrama. They're journalese. Yesterday at 3 o'clock, a young fisherman of San Remo, he made a most terrifying discovery. In 3 feet of water, a little motorboat covered in horrible bloodstains. It's nothing today. Nothing yesterday. But tomorrow. It might never be found. And even if it was, how would they know it was us? Tom Ripley, Richard Greenleaf. We never gave our names to the boatkeeper. She just gave us a little orange ticket. And I found that. I've destroyed it. Dickie is leaving? Staying in Rome for the winter?
Will we ever see him again?
No, he sends his regards, and undoubtedly he'll be down before long for a visit.
But you've packed?
Yes, just some of Dickie's linens and paintings.
Oh, can I help?
in the largest trunk down to Rome. Send it to the American Express. We can collect. Also, when you're in town, would you mind asking Signor Pucci to come and see me?
Pucci, what?
Oh, no. It's really nothing to worry about. Dicky just might want to sell 1 or 2 pieces of furniture.
Well, what about the Pippi?
What?
The Pipistrello, if he's away for the winter, then why not sell the boat?
Yes, good thinking, Fausto. Yes, could you ask Pietro from the docks to come see you if he has a chance?
Oh, okay.
I'll have to ask Dicky, of course.
Okay, go.
Dear Marge, Dear Marge, I've decided to take an apartment in Rome for the winter just to have a change of scene and to get away from old Monty for a while. I had a terrific urge to be by myself. I'm sorry that it was so sudden I didn't have the chance to say goodbye, but actually, I'm not that far away and I hope to see you every now and then. I didn't feel like coming to collect my things, so I threw the burden on Tom. As to us, it can't harm anything and possibly may improve everything if we don't see each other for a while. I had the terrible feeling I was boring you, though you weren't boring me. And please don't think I'm running away from anything.
On the contrary, Rome should bring me closer to reality. Monty certainly didn't. Part of my discontent was you. My going away doesn't solve anything, of course, but it will help me to discover how I feel about you. For that reason, I prefer not to see you for a while, darling, and I hope you'll understand. If you don't, well, you don't. And that's the risk I run. Met a painter named Massimo, whose work I like very much. An old fellow without much money who seems to be very glad to have me as a student if I pay him a little bit. I'm going to paint with him in his studio. The city looks marvelous, with his fountains going on forever and everybody up all night, contrary to old Monty. You were on the wrong track about Tom. He's going back to the States soon, and I don't care when. Though, he's really not a bad guy, and I don't dislike him. He has nothing to do with us anyway, and I hope you realize that. Write me care of American Express Rome until I know where I am. She'll let you know when I find an apartment. Meantime, keep the home fires burning, the refrigerator
burning, the refrigerator working, and your typewriter also.
I'm terribly sorry about Christmas, darling.
I'm terribly sorry about
But I don't
Christmas,
think
darling.
I should see you that soon.
But I don't think I should see you that soon.
And you can hate me or not
hate
for that.
me or not for that. All my love. Dicky.
Good evening, signor. Welcome to Rome.
Good evening.
Your name?
Richard Greenleaf?
Yes, Signor Greenleaf.
But everyone calls me Dicky.
Yes, your passport, Signor Greenleaf. Thank you. If you could sign here. Thank you.
If anybody else calls me this afternoon, would you please let them know that I'm not feeling very well? The usual upset stomach.
Hovering between life and the bathroom.
Excuse me?
Of course, someone will show you to your room.
Thanks loads for the perfume, darling. I'll save it, or most of it, until I see you
That
next.
sounds lovely, darling. I'm looking for an apartment in Rome, but I haven't found exactly what I want yet.
What is it you're looking
Apartments here are
for?
either too big or they're too small. If they're too big, you have to shut up every room but one to heat it properly, anyway.
I haven't got the refrigerator over to my house yet. You can have it, of course, anytime you want it back.
I'm looking for a medium-sized, medium-priced place that I don't have to pay a fortune to heat properly.
Why haven't you written Richard?
I'm sorry, don't get so bad with letters lately, Dad. I hope you better this quieter life that I'm leading. I felt a change from Montebello.
Thank goodness. I'm sorry I ever heard of it.
Did Tom tell you that Skippy skipped out?
No, yes I did.
Is he there?
Just getting rid of him.
All the strays leave me. Should I capture a gecko and tie a string around its neck?
Have you finally given in the painting? When are you coming back to Margie?
I met a painter named Massimo who was willing to give me some instructions in his studio. I'm going to paint like blazes over the winter, a kind of trial period, see what happens.
I have no interest in that.
I know, Dad, but you're always asking me how I lead my life, and this is how. I'll be leading a very quiet, studious life until next summer.
Next summer.
Are you still coming to
I'd like to know what you're doing, Dad. Apropos of that, could you send me the latest folders from Bert Greenleaf?
Sincerely?
Well, it's been a long time since I've seen anything.
Of course I'll get someone on the first thing in the morning.
I better get to work on that house wall right away before it mildews completely and collapses on me. Wish you were here, darling, of course.
Now, which of you is most likely to come up and see me in person?
I could pop up to Rome and find the hotel.
Insist on coming up to the room.
He just called me up out of the blue and said I could use his room if I cared to. He went to look at some paintings with De Massimo?
But you don't know whether he went north or south.
I guess south, but what good does that do us?
It's just my bad luck to miss him, isn't it? Why couldn't he at least have said where he was going?
No. I even looked the room over to see if there was a map or anything else that could have shown us where he was going. He just called me up and said I could use his room because he happened to know how badly heated mine was.
How are you?
Well, it's good to be me again.
What do you mean?
Oh, it's just crazy how easy it is to forget Tom Ripley's voice. I must remember to jump back into character every now and again. Mother! I don't think I can think of anything that for Christmas that I actually want.
There's always something.
Christmas is
How are you feeling, Mother?
like an ox.
How are you managing to get out much?
Now and then.
Yeah, to the theater?
Not as much as I used to, Richard.
How's Uncle Edward doing now?
Still in hospital in Illinois.
Well, keep me posted in Santa Marta.
Darling!
Do you remember dancing at Giorgio's Terrace?
How could I
Or the
forget?
Giardino?
That girl from Naples, she was.
Oh, darling!
Aren't you bored in
Oh,
Rome?
it's impossible with lonely or bored as long as you are Richard Greenleaf. Paris!
Passport, please.
Varoli, Lyon, Allez!
Welcome to the Hotel Quémotin.
Ah, see the places Van Gogh painted.
Have you ever been to Boulevard Saint-Germain?
I have. Marseille, Saint-Tropez, Cannes.
Signature, please.
Would you like to go to a party on the Avenue
Ah!
Passport, please.
The Côte d'Azur is so exciting. It's a tiny curve on the Mediterranean coastline. Wonderful names strung like beads. Toulon, Frejus, San Rafael, and then up.
Passport, please.
San Remo.
Signature, please.
C'est très agréable, n'est-ce pas?
Ah oui, merci, Monsieur Greenleaf.
Dicky Greenleaf, no.
Oh, exactement. Atmosphere, crooked streets, grey fronted houses, skylights, noisy car horns. Atmosphere, slowly seeping in for several days. The Louvre. The Eiffel Tower! Boom! White, Arc de Triomphe. Notre Dame by midnight. It's Christmas Eve. Buying a Figaro at a table at the Flore. Finalo, please. It's Dickie's usual drink when in France. A smile. Dangerously inviting to a stranger. Fit to greet an old friend or lover. Dickie's best and most typical smile. My French is limited, but so is Dickie's. No one comes up to talk to me. I'm fully prepared for somebody to come up to the table. Richard Greenleaf, is that really you? So wonderful. To sit in a famous cafe and think of tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow. Being Dickie Greenleaf. This is it. This is the clean slate's annihilation of my past, of myself. Tom Ripley's rebirth as a completely new person.
Well, it was a bit of a surprise. I wonder what came over you so suddenly in Rome or San Remo or wherever it was. Well, Tom was most mysterious, except to say that he would be staying with you. I'll believe he's leaving for America when I see it. At the risk of sticking my neck out, old boy, may I just say that I don't like that guy? From my point of view, or anybody else's, he's just using you for what you're worth. And if you want to make some changes for your own good, then for gosh sakes, get him away from you. All right, he may not be queer, he's just a nothing, which is worse. He isn't normal enough to have any kind of sex life, if you know what I mean. However, I'm not interested in Tom, but in you. Yes, I can bear the few weeks without you, darling, and even Christmas. Though I prefer not to think of Christmas. I prefer not to think of you, and as you say, let the feelings come or not. But it's impossible not to think of you here when every inch of the village is haunted with you as far as I'm concerned. And in this house, everywhere I look, there is some sign of you. The hedge we planted, the fence we started repairing but never finished, the books I borrowed from you but never returned, and your chair at the table. That's the worst. And to continue with the neck sticking, I don't say that Tom is going to do anything actively bad to you, but I know that he has a subtly bad influence on you. I thought you were beginning to realize all this in the last few weeks, but now you're with him again. And frankly, dear boy, I don't know what to make of it. If you really don't care when he takes off, then for God's sake, send him packing. He'll never help you or anybody else to get straightened out about anything. In fact, it's greatly to his interest to keep you muddled and to string you along. And your father, too. Lots of love. And right.
Marge. Alone. Like Christmas Eve in Paris. The idea that everyone is watching me. An audience of the entire world keeps me on my mettle. A mistake now could be catastrophic, lending my existence the delicious, peculiar air of purity. Like a fine actor playing an important role with utter conviction. But nobody can do it better. I am myself, and yet not myself. Guiltless and free, consciously controlling every move, though not as exhausting as it was before. Jutting out an elbow whilst brushing my teeth, revolving the eggshell on the spoon for the last bite, replacing the first bite, and selecting the second. I'm even painting in Dickie's fashion now. Hello!
Dickie, it's Freddy!
He's not here right now. When did you come in?
You're, staying here?
Oh, yes, just for a couple of hours. Dickie's out to lunch. Otello's, I think he said. He should be back around 3 at the latest.
I met you in Montebello, didn't I? Aren't you Tom?
Yes.
I thought you were coming to Cortina.
Couldn't make it. How was Cortina?
Oh, fine. What happened to Dickie?
But didn't he write to you? I thought he said he was going to write to you. He decided to spend the winter in Rome.
No, not a word unless he went to Florence, but I was in Salzburg and he had my address. Marge told me he'd moved to Rome, but she didn't have an address except the P.O. box. It was only by the damnedest luck I found his apartment. I ran into somebody at the Greco last night who just happened to know his address. Say, what's the
An American?
No, an Italian fellow, just a young kid. Say, you have the same kind of shoes Dickie and I have! They wear like iron, don't they? I bought my pair in London 8 years ago.
Oh, these are from America. Can I fix you a drink? Or would you prefer to try and catch Dickie to tell us? There's not much sense in him waiting. He generally takes until 3 with his lunches. I'm going out soon myself.
Is Dickie leaving for somewhere, or did he just get here?
He's leaving. Did Marge tell you he's going to Sicily for a while?
When?
Tonight? Later tomorrow? I'm not quite sure.
Say, what's the matter with Dickie? What's the idea with all this seclusion?
He says he's been working very hard this winter. He seems to want his privacy. But as far as I know, he's still on good terms with everyone, including Marge.
Well, he's not going to stay on good terms with me if he stands me up a few more times. Are you sure he's on good terms with Marge? I got the impression from her they had a quarrel. I thought maybe that was why they didn't go to Cortina.
Not that I know. Are you ready to go?
You do live here, don't you?
No. Let's go.
Dickie lets you wear his clothes, I see.
Yes, it was alone. Dickie got tired of wearing some things, so he said that I could wear them for a while if I wanted.
Yes, I'm ready to go. That's the Otello not far from the Inglaterra.
That's it, yes. You're supposed to be there by 1.
Nice to see you again.
Nice to see you.
Buongiorno, signor.
Buongiorno.
Che viva chi? Who lives here?
Signor Greeny.
Signor Creed, yes, but not 2 men living together.
No, signor.
A Mr. Ripley, Senor Ripley, perhaps.
He?
But Mr. Greenleaf, he is out for lunch today, no?
No, I do not think he has been out today at all.
Grazie, signora. Listen, would you mind telling me just what the hell is going on?
his shoes, they're expensive, and his passport. But not all robbers are logical, especially Italian robbers. Not all murderers are logical either. Now, what Freddie said. He's just a young kid, an Italian fellow. There's shame shrinking in my overcoat. A dark, young, panting face following me home, staring up at the window as I go inside. Shame shrinking in my overcoat. I haven't told anybody the address. One or two delivery boys might know it, but nobody that would use the Cafe Greco. That's shame. Oh, have you ever had the feeling that you're being watched? Pronto?
Signor Greeley.
Sì.
Qui parla la stazione polizia, numero 83. Lei è amico di un americano che si chiama Frederick Miles?
Frederick Miles, sì.
The corpse of Frederick Miles has been found this morning on the Via Appia Antica.
The corpse? Oh, God.
Frederick Miles had visited you at some point yesterday, is that not so?
Oh, yes, it is so.
At what time exactly?
From around about 12 to around 5 or 6 in the afternoon. I'm not quite sure.
Would you be so kind enough to answer some questions? It's not necessary to trouble yourself to come to the station. I will come to you. Would 11 o'clock be convenient?
Well, yeah, I'd be very glad to help in any way I can, but is it possible for you to come now? It's necessary for me to leave the house by 10 o'clock.
That is doubtful, but I will try. If I cannot come to you before 10 o'clock, it's very important you should not leave the house.
Va bene. God damn it! I missed my train and my boat! God damn it! Pronto!
Pronto, di chi come sta?
Fausto! Arrivederci! Excuse me, I'm trying to paint. Trying.
Oh, can you have lunch? My train leaves at 4:15 for Milano.
Man, I'm just taking off for Naples, bud.
Immediately?
Yeah, in 20 minutes.
But I'm here in Roma. Where is your house? I'm at the station.
How did you get my telephone number?
Allora, I called up information and they told me you didn't give your number out, so I told the girl a long story about the lottery you won in Montebello. I don't know if she believed me, but I made it sound very serious. The house and the cow and the well and even on the refrigerator. I had to call back 3 times, but she finally gave it to me. Allora, Dickie, where are you?
Well, that's not the point, Fausto. Look, I would have lunch with you if I didn't have this train.
Manny, I didn't carry your bags to me.
Well, look, Fausto, the time's too short. Why don't I see you at the station? It's a 10:30 train to Naples.
Okay.
How's Marge?
Innamorata di te. Are you going to see her in Naples?
Oh, I don't think so. Anyway, look, I gotta hurry. I'll see you at the station in half an hour. See you later, bud. Arrivederci. Hello?
There is a policeman here to see you.
That's fine. Send him in.
Signor Greeley.
Hello.
Are you able to continue this conversation in Italian?
I'd be very glad to continue this conversation in Italian.
Thank goodness, my English is not as good as I'd like it to be.
How was he killed?
He was struck on the head and in the neck by some heavy instrument and robbed. We think he was drunk. Was he drunk when he left your apartment yesterday afternoon?
Yes, he was. Somewhat. We've both been drinking. We were drinking martinis.
Do you know where he was going when he left?
No, I don't.
But you thought he was able to drive?
Oh, yeah, he was not too drunk to drive, or I would have gone with him.
How do you know Frederick Miles?
He's a friend. Not a particularly close friend. I mean, I don't think I'd seen or heard from Freddie Miles for a couple of months. I was terribly upset to hear about this tragedy yesterday morning. At exactly what time was he killed?
Evidently just after he left your house. The doctors believe he'd been dead 12 hours, perhaps longer.
And where was he found? When was he found?
At dawn, this morning, by some workmen walking along the road. He said nothing to you yesterday about an excursion to the Via Appia after he left your apartment?
No.
And what did you do after he left?
I stayed here, I had a little rest, sleep, and then went out for a walk around 8:30.
You took a walk alone?
Yes.
And Mr. Miles left your house alone? He wasn't going to meet anybody that you know
of? No, we didn't say so.
So?
Do you think it was... Oh, I don't know the Italian for hoodlums. Violent boys. Do you think there are any clues?
We're searching the car for fingerprints now. The killer may have been somebody he picked up to give a ride to. The car was found this morning in the vicinity of Piazza di Spagna. We should have some clues before tonight. Thank you very much for your help, Mr. Greenlee.
If I can be of any further assistance.
Shall we be able to reach you here for the next few days in case there are any more questions?
I have been planning to leave for Mallorca tomorrow.
But the questions may be, who is such and such a person who is a suspect? You may be able to help us identify the person in relation to the deceased.
Oh, of course, I understand, but I'm not actually that close friends with Freddie. He must have known other people here.
I'm sorry, but we still must expect to be in contact with you for the next couple of days. I shall let you know as soon as you may go. I'm sorry if you have made travel plans. Perhaps there is still time to cancel.
with some of Freddie's friends who knew my name. Richard Greenleaf will be in the Italian papers. Stupid! I didn't act horrified at the news of the death. But that's okay, that's okay. That chimes with what I said about not being too close a friend. It's okay, it's not too bad. Except for having to stay here in Rome with the Italian newspapers.
Americano murdered on the Via Appia Antica.
Shocking murder of Richissimo Americano Frederick Mars last night.
Via Appia, murder of Americano without clues.
No clues.
Yeah, no tracks.
No fingerprints. No suspect.
Richard Greenleaf.
Richard Greenleaf.
His apartment is the last place that Frederick Miles was last seen.
Though
Richard Greenleaf.
Richard Greenleaf.
is not under suspicion.
Typical Italian journalism.
They had been drinking.
Americano.
Whiskey.
Brandy.
Champagne.
Grappa.
Only gin martinis admitted, and then...
On the last page.
Of the last newspaper.
Barca affondata con macchie di sonca. Trovata nell'acqua poco fondo vicino San Remo.
Stay.
Believed to be bloodstains.
Believe to be bloodstains, believe. It doesn't say what the police or anything intend to do about them. There's nothing definitive. But the boatkeeper might remember the day the boat was lost. He might remember the two Americans. Oh, suppose they look for Dickie's body. Suppose they find it. It will be Tom Ripley's body now. Tom Ripley will be missing. Tom Ripley would have been murdered. Richard Greenleaf will be suspected of murdering Tom Ripley. Be suspected of murdering Freddie Miles. Marge might find the address. She might come up to Rome. Oh, no, I can't speak to Marge. Everything will go haywire. If I speak to Marge, I have to keep on doing and saying the right thing to everyone. Then afterwards, Greece! Oh, what a fool I was to stay here with the Italian papers. I might as well pick Grand Central Station and put myself on exhibition in the Louvre. On the other hand, the boatkeeper, she might not remember that day. The hotel registers, they might just go unchecked. The Italian police, they might just not be interested. Might not.
Dickie! Here I am at Giorgio's, dancing on the terrace. Had a long, slow Tom Collins in the Miramar bar in front of the post office. Don't go. Don't get on the bus. Stop. Don't get on the boat.
I swam. Tom, wake up. I'm all right. I swam. I'm alive. Do you remember my laugh? Happy, deep, my voice, deeper, richer, better than your imitation. I swam.
Brother!
The policeman has returned.
Send him in. Morning. You find anything new about Freddie?
No, another matter has come up. You were also friends with the American, Thomas Ripley.
Yes.
Do you know where he is?
I think he went back to America about a month ago.
I see. We'll check with the United States Immigration. You see, we are trying to find Thomas Ripley. There is a possibility he may be dead.
What? Dead? Why?
You were with him on a trip to San Remo in November, were you not?
Yes.
Where did you last see him? In San Remo?
Oh, no, I saw him again after that in Rome, I think.
Very good. Tom told Marge he was going back to Rome after Montebello because he was going to help Dickie get settled in Rome.
When did you last see him?
I don't know if I can give you an exact date. It was around about something 2 or 3 months ago, I think. I think I had a letter from Genoa from him saying that he was going back to America.
You think?
Well, I know I did, I remember. Why?
Did you take a boat ride with Thomas Ripley in San Remo?
Boat ride? Where to?
Oh, excuse me. In a little boat, around the port.
Yes, I think I did, I remember. Why?
Because the boat has been found something there with some kind of stains on it that may be blood. It was missed on November 25th. That is, it was not returned to the dock from which it was rented. November 25th was the day you were in San Remo with Thomas Ripley.
But nothing happened on that boat ride. There was no accident.
Did you bring the boat back?
Of course.
We cannot find Thomas Ripley registered in any hotel after November 25th.
Really? How long have you been looking?
Not long enough to search every village in Italy, but we checked the hotels in the major cities. We can find you registered at the Hassler on November 28th to November 30th.
I'm not clear. Tom didn't stay with me in Rome. I mean, Mr. Ripley. He didn't stay with me in Rome. He went back down to Montebello around that time, stayed there for a few days.
Where did he stay?
I don't know the name of it. It was a small hotel. I didn't visit him.
And where were you?
When?
On November 26th and November 27th. That is just after San Remo.
I was in Fiorta del Marmi. I stopped up there on the way down. I stayed at a pension.
Which one?
I don't recall the name of it. It was a little place.
That's good. Marge can prove Tom was alive in Montebello after San Remo. So why would the police investigate what pension Dickie was at on the 26th and 27th?
I still don't fully understand why exactly it is you think Tom Ripley is dead.
Oh, we think somebody is dead in San Remo. Somebody was killed in that boat. That was why the boat was sunk, to hide the bloodstains.
You're sure that there are bloodstains? There must have been hundreds of people renting boats that day in San Remo.
Not so many. About 30. It's quite true, it could have been any one of the 30, or any pair of the 15. We don't even know all their names, but we are beginning to think Thomas Ripley is missing.
It's obvious what's going through his head. Dickie's been at the scene of a murder twice, or near enough. The missing Tom Ripley took a boat ride with Dickie Greenleaf. Ergo...
Are you telling me that you do not believe me? When I tell you that I saw Tom Ripley in Rome around the 1st of December?
No. I didn't say that, no indeed. I only wanted to hear about your travels with Tom Ripley in San Remo, because we cannot find him.
Can't accuse an American citizen outright.
I'm sorry that I can't tell you exactly where Tom Ripley is right now. Why don't you try Paris? Or Genoa?
Have you got the postcard you sent me from Genoa?
No, I haven't.
I run my fingers through my hair when I'm irritated. It feels better. Concentrate on being Dickie Greenleaf for a few seconds.
I'm sorry, I'm not that close friends with Tom Ripley anymore, at least not for a very long time. Well, I don't recall if he has any other friends in Europe. No, I think I remember him mentioning someone in Florence, or fans of, I don't recall their names.
Okay, we should inquire.
So, before you go, I'd like to know when I'll be allowed to leave the city. I mean, I have been planning to travel to Sicily. I should very much like to leave today, if it's at all possible. I'll be staying at the Hotel Palma in Palermo, which will be very simple for you to get in contact with me if I need it.
Palermo. That is possible.
Fantastic! Well, thank you very much. If you find my friend, I'll be very glad if you let me know too.
However, of course, we shall keep you informed. Good morning.
It'll be a trick. Are they just letting me go to Sicily, apparently unsuspected, letting me have a little more rope? He's a sly bastard, that officer, that Roverini. What's the use of a little more rope? I mean, they know exactly where I'm going. I've got no intention of running away. I just want to get out of Rome. I'm just frantic to get out of Rome!
Oh, Dickie!
Who's that?
Is that Tom?
Hello, Marge. Where are you?
I'm downstairs. Is Dickie there? Can I come up?
She could come up in about 5 minutes. I'm not quite dressed yet.
Is Dickie there?
No. He's gone out. About half an hour ago. Should be back in any minute. I know where he is. If you want to go and find him.
Where?
It's the 83rd police station. No, excuse me. It's the 87th police station.
Is he in any trouble?
Oh, no. He's just answering some questions. He's supposed to be there at 10. I've got the address if you want it.
No, I'll wait for him.
But here it is. It's 20 Via Appia. Do you know what that is?
I don't want to go. I'll come up and wait with you
Go
if it's
ahead.
all right.
The thing is, I'm actually expecting somebody any minute about a business interview, about a job. It's, believe it or not. Oh, Tom, believe it or not, Ripley is trying to put himself to work.
Oh. Well, how is Dickie? Why does he have to talk to the police?
Oh, just because he had some drinks with Freddie that day. Did you read the papers? Because the papers make everything sound 100 times more important than it is, for the simple reason that the dopers haven't got any clues at all about anything.
How long has Dickie been living here?
Not long. I've been up north. I came down to see him when I heard about Freddie. Oh, Marge. Dickie's been so worried about what you might make of this in the Italian papers.
Oh, has he?
Yes. He'll be so glad that you're here. He'll be tickled pink to see you. He's been very panicked about you having a negative opinion of him.
Really?
Yes. Now, why don't you go and wait for me at Angelo's? It's the bar down the road in front of the hotel. It's facing towards the Piazza di Spagna steps. You can't miss it.
Okay, but there's a bar right next door.
Yeah, I don't want to be seen by my future boss in a bar.
Oh, all right. Angelo's.
That's it. Just down the road in front of you. You can't miss it. You go, bye, Marge. If anybody else asks me today, would you please Please let them know that I've left the city.
Va bene, senor.
Suicide. Think of leaving the country as Dickie Greenleaf. If I have to switch suddenly back to Tom Ripley, then Tom Ripley's passport would not show that he had left the city. If I want to leave the country, if I want to take Dickie Greenleaf away from these Italian police officers, I will have to do it as Tom Ripley. Then return again later as Tom Ripley, and then switch back to Dickie Greenleaf once the investigation is over. That's a possibility, but the added danger. If Marge tells the police that she has spoken to Tom Ripley, then the police will certainly want to know where the hell he is. They'll certainly look for Tom Ripley around Dickie Greenleaf. An added danger. Police now think that I am Tom Ripley because of Marge's description, and then they strip me, and they search me, and they find my passport, and they find Dickie's passport. Risks! Risks make the whole thing fun! Now! Palermo! Palermo. Sicily. And beyond that lies Greece. Oh, how I want to see Greece as Dickie Greenleaf, Dickie's money, Dickie's clothes, Dickie's way with strangers. The idea of going to Greece, of trudging across the Acropolis as Tom Ripley, American tourist, it holds no charm whatsoever. I'd rather not go. What happens if I can't go? What happens if I can't be Dickie's? It's one thing after another thwarting me. Murder, suspicion, people. I never meant to murder anybody. It was necessary. Palermo. A cafe, a restaurant, a Byzantine palace, guidebooks, newspapers, old cracked manuscripts in the library, one gloomy day, a carrozza ride all the way to Mont Pellegrino and the fantastic tomb of Santa Rosalia, the patron saint of Palermo. The statue, oh my God, lush, reclining, females scroping hands, dazed eyes, parted lips. It's all there. Except the panting, Oh, it looks like Marge.
Dickie, if you really didn't know I'd been deceived, that only means that Tom didn't tell you, which leaves the same conclusion to be drawn. It's pretty obvious now that you're running out and can't face me. Why don't you admit you can't live without your little chum? I'm only sorry, old boy, that you didn't tell me before, and outright. What do you think I am, some small-town hick who doesn't know about such things? You're the only one who's acting small-town. At any rate, I only hope that my telling you what you haven't the courage to tell me relieves your conscience a little bit and lets you hold your head up. Accomplishment number 2 of my Roman holiday is informing the police that Tom Ripley is with you. They seemed in a perfect tizzy to find him. I wonder why. What's he done now? I also informed the police in my best Italian that you and Tom are inseparable. And how they could have found you and still miss Tom, I could not imagine. Changed my boat, and I'll be leaving for the States around the end of March, after a short visit to Munich, after which I presume our paths will never cross again. No hard feelings, Dickie, old boy. I've just given you credit for a lot more guts. Thanks for all the wonderful memories. They're like something in a museum already, or something preserved in amber, a little unreal. As you must have felt yourself always to me. Best wishes for the future.
Alone. Lonely. Not like the sensation in Paris. Lonely. I thought that I would have new friends, new attitudes, new habits, new standards, far better and clearer than those I've known all my life. It cannot be. I have to keep a distance from people, always. Maybe the habits and the standards, but not the friends, A lonely game I'm playing, drift around the world entirely alone. There's far less chance of being found out.
Most esteemed Senor Greenleaf, it has been brought to our attention by the Wendell Trust Company of New York.
Our Department of Signatures has reported that
There exists a doubt as to whether your signature in January last for $1,000 is actually your own.
invalid, believing this may have for some reason escaped your notice.
We have already deemed it proper to inform the police.
Most esteemed Senor Greenleaf, your presence will be most appreciated and greatly expedite our investigation.
But we await your confirmation of opinion of the Inspector of Signatures and the Inspector of Signatures of the Wendell Trust Company.
Enclosed is a card for our permanent signature file, which we request you sign and return to us.
You are urgently requested to come to Rome to answer some important questions concerning Thomas Ripley.
We urge you to visit our Naples office to sign your name for our permanent record.
Failure to present yourself within a week will cause us to take certain measures which will be inconvenient both to us and to you.
We humbly enclose a letter care of the Wendell Trust Company.
Sincerely, Secretary, Wendell Trust Company.
Respectfully, Statiana Policia Ottentate, Roma.
A board of experts, magnifying glasses, signatures, 3 signatures, the forgeries, damn good forgeries. Every department of my life since the San Remo story and the Freddie Miles murder personally appeared at a Naples bank, confronted by a dozen police officers, Italian and American, demanding to know where Dickie Greenleaf is. Being unable to produce Dickie Greenleaf will prove he ever existed, going to pieces, hardly being able to write at all. No, I cannot go anywhere near Rome. Head straight for Milan or Turin, or Venice, by car, second-hand, a lot of mileage on it. A story, I've been travelling around Italy for the last few months. I haven't got any idea about the search for Tom Ripley. Thomas Ripley. Well, this is the end of Dickie Greenleaf. being a nobody. Feeling that everybody looks down on me, or they get bored by me unless I put on a show for them. Just like a clown. Incapable. Incompetent. Grease spotted. Shabbily pressed suit wasn't very good even when it was new. And yeah, it might all blow over. I mean, it might. There's no use in being despondent, even as Tom Ripley. See, Tom Ripley was never actually despondent, even when he looked like it. I haven't learned anything from the last couple of months. If you want to appear thoughtful or wistful or melancholic or courteous, you simply have to act those things with every gesture. Will you keep this suitcase for me?
What next?
Robert Fanshawe. Venice! No cars. Human. Streets like veins. People for blood. Circulating. Oh, the great quadrangle, San Marcos. Pigeons everywhere! Pigeons in the air, in the light of the shops, even at night. Pigeons underfoot, like sightseers in their own town. And it's actually nice being Tom Ripley again. There's a pleasure in it. I am overdoing the reticence with strangers, the inferiority in the dip of the head, the wistful sidelong glance. But after all, would anybody presume that such a character had done a murder? And I could play him more stoop, more sadder, shyer, droopier than Dickie's tenseness. There is the added consolation in not having committed the stupid, unnecessary murder of Freddie Miles. That was Dickie's doing. And yet, declaring myself, sad to say, at a police station. Thomas Phelps Ripley. Identifying with him is the saddest thing I've ever done in my life.
Buonasera!
Buonasera!
Tenente Robberini della Polizia Romana.
Would you mind if we continued this conversation in English? My Italian isn't very good.
My English is not as good as I'd like it to be, but let us try. You are Signor Thomas Ripley.
Yes.
You are friends with the American, Signor Richard Greenleaf.
Yes.
When did you last see him and where?
I saw him in Rome just before he went to Italy, to Sicily.
And did you hear from him when he was in Sicily?
No, I didn't.
You did not know, when you were in Rome, that the police wanted to see you?
No, I don't have any idea why I'm said to be missing.
I shall explain it later. Signor Greenleaf did not tell you that when you were in Rome, that the police wanted to speak with you?
No.
Strange. Signor Greenleaf knew we wanted to speak with you. Signor Greenleaf is not very cooperative. Signor Ripley, where have you been since the end of November?
I've been travelling around Italy, mostly in the north.
Where?
Milano, Torino, Firenze.
Yeah, we have checked the hotels in Milano and Firenze, for example. Did you stay all the time with friends?
I slept very often in my car. I'm sorry that I didn't renew my permesso di soggiorno. I didn't realise that it was such an important matter.
Permesso di soggiorno.
Grazie.
You have been in Italy since October the 2nd, apart from one short trip to France with Signor Greenleaf.
Yes.
Ebbene, this settles an important matter, the mystery of the San Remo boat.
What is that?
A boat was found sunken there with some kind of stains on it that were believed to be blood stains. Naturally, when you were missing, as far as we knew you were after San Remo, we thought it advisable to ask Signor Greenleaf what had happened to you, which we did. The boat was missed on the same day you two were in San Remo.
But did not Signor Greenleaf tell you that I had gone back down to Montebello around that time? I ran some errands for him.
Errands?
Little labours.
Did you also know Frederick Miles?
No, I only met him the once when he was getting off a bus in Montebello. I never saw him again after that. I read in the Italian papers that the police think that Signor Greenleaf is guilty of the murder of Freddie Miles if he does not present himself. Is that true? They think he's guilty?
No, but it is imperative that he present himself to us. Why is he hiding from us?
Well, as you say, Signor Greenleaf is not very cooperative. He was not cooperative in Rome to tell me that the police wanted to speak with me. But at the same time, I cannot believe that he is guilty of the murder of Freddie Miles.
But, you see, a man has said in Rome that he saw two men standing beside the car of Signor Miles across the street from the house of Signor Greenleaf, and that they were both drunk. Or, perhaps one man was dead because the other was holding him up beside the car. Now, of course, we cannot say whether the man being supported was Signor Miles or Signor Greenleaf, but if we could find Signor Greenleaf, we could at least ask him if he was so drunk that Signor Miles had to hold him up beside the car. It's a very serious matter.
Yes, I see.
You have absolutely no idea where Signor Greenleaf might be at this moment.
No, absolutely no.
Signor Greenleaf and Signor Miles had no quarrel that you know of.
No. But, well, Signor Greenleaf had not gone on a ski trip that Signor Miles had invited him on. I remember I was surprised that he hadn't gone. He didn't tell me why.
I know about the ski party in Cortina d'Ampezzo. Are you sure there was no woman involved?
I don't think so.
What about the girl? Marjorie Sherwood?
I suppose it is possible, but I don't think so.
You are one of the very few people from whom we can find information about Signor Greenleaf's personal life. In Montebello, the people he knew there are extremely quiet. An Italian trait, alas. You know, afraid of the police.
I cannot say that Dickie ever spoke to me about his most personal life. I do know that he was very fond of Marjorie. She also knew Freddie.
How well did she know?
Why don't you ask Signorina Sherwood?
We have spoken to her already. Before Signor Greenleaf disappeared, I've arranged to speak up with her again. Do you think they had a quarrel, Signor Miles and Signor Greenleaf, about Signorina Sherwood?
I suppose it's possible. I do know that Freddie was very fond of her as well. Do you think it is a coincidence that you can't find Dickie, or do you think that he's running away from something?
Oh, no. This is too much. First, the matter of the checks.
I do not fully understand about the checks.
When the bank wishes to see him again about a forgery against himself, and when the police in Rome wish to see him about the murder of his friend, and then suddenly he vanishes. This can only mean he is running away from us.
But you don't think that somebody could have murdered him?
No, I don't think so. The facts aren't like that, not quite. Indeed, we have checked by radio every boat of any size with passengers that has left from Italy. He has either taken a small boat, and it must have been as small as a fishing boat, or else he is hiding in Italy. In any case, he acts guilty. Something is the matter.
Well, you don't seriously suspect that he killed Freddie, do you?
He has no actual alibi. He says he was taking a walk after Signor Miles departed, but nobody saw him taking a walk. And he was hiding from his friend, from Signor Miles and Signorina Sherwood.
See.
Excellent. Thank you very much for your help, Mr. Ripley. I hope we can find you more easily next time we have some questions for you. Stay in the cities a little more, and in the country a little less. Unless, of course, you are addicted to our countryside.
Yes, I am. In my opinion, Italy is the most beautiful country in Europe. I will stay in contact with you in Rome. I'm as interested as you at finding my friend.
Grazie tante, signore. Buonasera.
Buonasera. I could fly like a bird, like a pigeon out of the window. These idiots all guessing around the thing without ever actually guessing that Dickie was avoiding the forgery questions because she wasn't Dickie Greenleaf in the first place. Ah! Ah! The only thing that they could have got right was that Dickie killed Freddy, but Dickie is dead. Deader than a doornail, and I am safe. In Venice. With Peter. Smith. Kingsley, an Englishman with an Afghan and a piano. A well-stocked bar. He never seems to want me to leave. Marge, or somebody, has given the reporters photographs. Dickie sailing his boat, Dickie on the beach in Montebello, on the terrace at Giorgio's. Dickie and Marge, girlfriend to both Il Assassinato Freddy and Il Spirito Dickie. A business like Portrait of Herbert Green.
Oh, they've taken to writing a life story of Dickie, describing his school years as rebellious and embroidering his social life in America and his flight to Europe for the sake of that, well, to such an extent that he emerges as a combination of Errol Flynn and Paul Gauguin.
The latest police report is practically nil, plus whatever concocting the writers feel like inventing this week.
Yeah, my favourite is he's run off with another girl, a girl that might have been signing his remittances and having fun incognito in Tahiti or Mexico.
There's nothing about the Freddie Miles murder or Dickie carrying Freddie or vice versa outside Dickie's apartment. I don't know why they're keeping that back. The inspector seemed very keen to let me know about it.
Yeah, well, they can't write anything that might subject themselves to charges of libel by Dickie. This one describes you as a loyal friend.
Hardly loyal. I don't know where he is.
Hey, you are loyal.
Well, I've told him everything I know.
This one says, Signor Ripley, one of the young well-to-do Americans visiting Italy, now lives in a palazzo overlooking San Marco.
It's
in
hardly a
Venice.
palace, it's a two-story house.
Yeah, it's 200 years old and you can only get to it by gondola.
Do you ever have the feeling that you're being watched? Or followed? Do you look over your shoulder to see if there's someone behind you?
Yeah, everyone feels like that every now and
I mean,
again.
every time I go back to the house, every time I walk down the long, narrow street, I'm scared that there's nowhere for me to run to if I'm attacked. There's no house door for me to dive.
Who would attack you?
I'm scared of these nameless, formless things. They haunt my brain like the Furies.
Do you feel like that now?
No.
Then no, you can stay here anytime you want.
Oh, Pete. Something I have to say to you. No, I really think that I might actually be able to say it to you.
What is it?
I think Dickie might be dead.
What?
No, I think he might be dead. He might have been murdered by the same person that's now profiting from his signature.
And he might not. The papers now say the signature on the letter from Palermo was a forgery, but others don't. This one has that chap Roverini in it.
The mystery is not only who the forger is, but how he gained access to the bank letters, because the porter of the hotel remembers putting the registered bank letters into Greenleaf's hands. The hotel porter also recalls Greenleaf was always alone in Palermo.
More hitting around the thing without ever actually hitting. I mean, they're just one step behind. And isn't someone going to take that step today or tomorrow or the next day? Mr. Greenleaf is flying into Rome. Marge is on her way up to Venice. Now she decided to be on good terms with me just to get to the truth. Or are they just biding their time, waiting for the perfect moment to pounce? There's really nothing I can do except keep on going. Just one final play to tempt fate. The last will and testament of Dickie Greenleaf, written on Dickie's own Hermes typewriter, bequeathing his income and money to Thomas Phelps Ripley. Unwitnessed. I could have asked an Italian person to sign it or made up an Italian person's name, but then Mr. Greenleaf could have challenged me to present them signed. A necessity, slim, exact, tangled scrawl, just like on Dickie's passport. I relaxed my hand, and then I signed a scrap of paper, and then the will in quick succession. Now, I defy anyone to prove that the signature on the will is a forgery. An envelope. slipped into the back pocket of my suitcase, as if I've been carrying it around for months and I just never bothered to unpack when I moved into this palace.
That's 200 years old and you can only get to it by gondola.
Pronto!
It's Marge. I'm in Venice.
No, hello, Marge. Is Mr. Greenleaf with you?
No, he's in Rome. I'm home.
Right. Do you want to come pick you up?
No, you don't have to pick me up. I've only got an overnight bag.
Well, nonsense. You'll never find the house by yourself.
Yes, I will. It's next to the Della Salute, isn't it? I take the motoscafo to San Marcos and then take the gondola across.
You have done your research, haven't you? But if you insist, have you eaten anything?
No.
Oh, good. We can have some lunch together. Mind your step on the motoscafo. Marge, good to see you.
How are you, Tom? Why is all this yours?
Yeah, I rented it for a song. Come on in, have a drink with me. Just been to the police in Rome.
Yes, and Mr. Greenleaf. He's very upset, naturally.
Was there anything new? I've been speaking to this man, Ruberini, in Rome, but he hasn't told me anything that actually matters.
Well, apparently, Dickie cashed thousands of dollars worth of traveler's checks before he left Palermo. Just before. So he must have gone off somewhere with it, like Greece or Africa. He couldn't have meant to kill himself after withdrawing that much.
Yeah, that sounds positive. I don't think I read about that in the Italian papers.
I don't think they put it in.
No, it's a load of nonsense about what you used to eat for breakfast in Montebello.
Isn't it awful? It's getting a little better now, but when Mr. Greenleaf arrived, the papers were at their worst.
How is he?
I feel sorry for him. He just keeps saying the American police could do a better job, and he doesn't know any Italian, so that makes it twice as bad.
What's he doing here?
Waiting. What can any of us do? I postponed my return to the States again. Mr. Greenleaf and I went to Montebello, and I questioned everyone there, mainly for Mr. Greenleaf's benefit, of course, but they can't tell us anything. Dickie hasn't been back there since November.
No, I mean, he's probably in Tangiers or somewhere, living the life of Riley, waiting for all this to blow over.
Well, it's damned inconsiderate of him if he is.
Anything new about the Freddie Miles case?
Oh, just this exaggerated story about Freddie being carried to his car. Maybe Freddie was drunk, or maybe Dickie had his arm around him. How could anybody tell in the dark? Don't tell me Dickie murdered him.
They have any concrete clues at all that can make them think that Dickie killed him?
No, of course not.
Then why don't the so-and-so just get down to the business of finding out who did kill him, and also where Dickie is?
Echo! Anyway, the police are certain now that Dickie at least made it from Palermo to Naples. A steward remembers carrying his bags from his cabin to the Naples dock.
Really? I thought that Freddie was killed hours after he left Dickie's house.
No, the doctors can't say exactly. And it seems Dickie didn't have an alibi, of course, because he was undoubtedly alone. It's just more of Dickie's bad luck.
They can't seriously suspect that he killed him, can they?
They don't say it, no. It's just in the air. Naturally, they can't go making rash statements right and left about an American citizen, but as long as they haven't any suspects and Dickie's disappeared. Then, also, his landlady in Rome said that Freddie came down to ask her who was living in Dickie's apartments.
No, senor. Only one. Just Senor Greenleaf. No, senor.
Or something like that. She said that Freddie looked angry, as if they'd been quarreling.
I wonder why.
Can't imagine. Freddie's Italian wasn't the best in the world, and maybe the landlady got it wrong. Anyway, the mere fact that Freddie was angry about something looks bad for Dickie. What happened? Did one of your aunts die and leave you a fortune?
No, it's just a decision that I made. I decided to enjoy what I've got as long as it lasts. I thought that the job I was after in Rome didn't work out. Well, here I was, in the middle of Italy, paying $2,000 to my name. I decided to live it up, go home, broke, start all over again.
Well, $2,000 won't last you long at this rate.
It'll get me through to next summer. Besides, I feel I deserve it. I spent most of the winter travelling around Italy on practically no money at all, like a gypsy. I've had about enough of that.
Where were you this winter?
Not with Tom. I mean, Dickie. You probably thought so.
Oh, come on now.
No. Apart from the trip to Naples and the 2 days in Rome in February, I haven't seen Dickie at all.
How do you think he felt about me? Tell me honestly, I can take it.
I think he was worried about you. I think it was one of those situations that comes up quite often with a man who's terrified of marriage as it is.
But I never asked him to marry me.
I know, but let's say it like this. I think he couldn't handle the responsibility of your caring about him so much. I think he wanted a more casual relationship with you.
Well, all that's water under the bridge by now. I'm only interested in what he might have done with himself.
He didn't happen to write to you, did he, whilst he was in Palermo?
No, why?
I was just wondering what sort of state you thought he might have been in then. You didn't happen to write to him, did you?
Yes, matter of fact, I did.
What sort of letter?
It's pretty obvious now that you're running out and can't face me. Why don't you admit you can't live without your little chum?
I only asked because an unkind letter just then could have had quite a bad effect on him.
What do you think I am, some small-town hick who doesn't know about such things? You're the only one who's acting small-town.
Oh, it's hard to say what kind. A fairly friendly letter.
I presume our paths will never cross again.
I told him I was going back to the States.
I've just given you credit for a lot more guts.
Oh, I don't suppose it matters then. Enjoyable to watch somebody else's face squirm when they lie.
Oh, I'm terribly sorry, Tom. It's all over this wonderful rug.
No, it's perfectly fine.
I'm so sorry. I think I should get some sleep.
Well, we've got 2 rooms upstairs, Marge. You're more than welcome to one of them.
Thanks a lot. All right, I will.
2 letters. One from Signor Pucci saying that Dickie's house in Montebello has been sold to an Italian for twice the price it's worth. The money will be held in Naples Bank until Dickie comes to claim it. The other from Mr. Greenleaf.
Arriving in Venice at 11:45 a.m. Would like to see you.
Yee. Arcade. Creepy. That's unsettling. What do you know? I had a telegram from Mr. Greenleaf. He'll be arriving in Rome at noon.
Would like to see ye. Well, that's nice. It'll do him good, I hope.
Mr. Greenleaf!
Hello, Tom. How are you?
I'm very well. I thought we could have some lunch together unless you'd like to spend some time in March by yourself.
Well, I came here primarily to talk to you. Well, the Italian police haven't found a blessed thing that could be called a clue. I've just arranged for an American private investigator to fly over and try and clear this mystery up.
That might be a very good idea.
Do you think much of the Italian police?
Well, actually, I do. I mean, there's the fact they speak Italian, and also they get around all over the place, investigate all different kinds of suspects. I suppose this man that you've sent, he speaks Italian.
I don't know. Well, the man's name is Karen. He's said to be very good. Oh, this is a strange end, isn't it, Tom?
Men, sir.
Well, you living in Europe now, and Richard.
None of us seems to have suggested that he could have gone back to America.
Oh, that couldn't possibly be. The immigration authorities in America are far too well alerted for that. What's your real opinion as to where he may be?
I suppose he could be staying at a hotel in Italy, especially if he stayed at one where he didn't have to register.
Are there hotels in Italy where one doesn't have to register?
No, not officially, but anybody who spoke Italian as well as did, he could have stayed in a hotel, he could have bribed a little innkeeper in the south of Italy not to say anything, he could stay there for as long as he wanted, even if they knew his name was Richard Green.
And this is your idea of what he may be doing?
No.
So,
No, it isn't. I'm sorry to say it, Mr. Green. I think there is a possibility that Dickie's killed himself.
because of his depression?
Because of his general mood. So he was the type of man. The Miles thing, it had obviously shaken him. He said if one more thing happened, he didn't know what he'd do, he'd lose his head. Plus, sir, there's the fact that he wasn't interested in his painting anymore. And perhaps that was only temporary, but as far as I was concerned, Dickie always had his painting to turn to, no matter what happened to him.
Oh, did he really take his painting so seriously?
Yes, sir, yes he did.
It's a pity we can't find this De Massimo. You might know something. As I understand, he and Richard were planning on going to Sicily together.
I didn't know that.
This De Massimo seemed to have disappeared too, if he ever existed. Well, I'm inclined to believe that Richard invented him just to convince me that he was still painting on. The Italian police can't find a painter called De Massimo in any of their identity lists or whatever
I
it is.
never met him. Dickie mentioned him a couple of times, but I never doubted his identity or, well, his actuality.
I'm afraid I can't agree with you that Richard has committed suicide.
Neither does Marge. I only say it's a possibility.
Well, goodbye.
I'm terribly sorry that I didn't get a chance to spend more time with you.
Well, so am I, my boy. So am I. Maybe some other time. Say goodbye to Marge for me. I'll see her back in Rome.
I will.
Tom, I just found Dickie's rings in your room.
Oh. He gave them to me.
When?
In Rome, I think.
What was he going to do? Why did he give them to you?
I don't know. For safekeeping, I think. He said if anything else happened to him, or if anything ever happened to him, he wanted me to have the rings.
Where was he going?
To Palermo in Sicily.
No. Then you killed him.
March.
Murderer!
March!
Murderer!
Cut! Reset for the
No! Then
March!
liar!
March!
Liar!
Reset for the
Then he was going to kill himself.
Yes. I suppose if you look at the rings like that, they make it look a lot more likely that he was.
Why didn't you say anything about this before?
I don't know. I think I completely forgot about them. I just put them away and I never thought to look at them again since they gave them to me.
He killed himself, didn't he?
Yes.
You'd better tell Mr. Greenleaf.
Yes.
I just can't imagine him ever being without his rings.
No.
No.
I'm sorry, Marge. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry most of all that I didn't tell you sooner about the rings.
Yes?
Can I get you a drink, Marge?
No.
Sit down here on the sofa with me. Oh. There.
Hello, Tom. This is Alvin McCown and Miss Sherwood.
How do you do?
Mr. Ripley.
I understand you're a friend of Richard's.
Yes, we both are.
Do you have the rings?
Yes.
These are his rings.
I know his rings just as well as Mr. Greenleaf, and probably better.
When did he give them to you?
As nearly as I can remember, around the 1st of December, or the 3rd of December. It was just a few days after the murder of Freddie Miles.
And what did he say when he gave them to you?
He said that if anything ever happened to him, he wanted me to have them. I asked him what he thought was going to happen to him. He said he didn't know, but something might. He didn't seem more depressed at that particular moment than any other time. It never crossed my mind that he was going to kill himself. I just thought he was going away.
Where?
To Palermo in Sicily. It was the same day that I spoke to you in Rome. Can you remember what the day was?
February 2nd.
What else? What time of day was it? Had he been drinking?
No, Dickie hardly drinks at all. It was in the afternoon. It was, well, he said that I might as well not say anything about the rings, but of course I agreed. I put them away for safekeeping, and I just completely forgot about them, as I told Miss Sherwood.
What did you do with the rings?
I put them in a box I have, just a little box I keep all buttons in.
Is he the kind of man to lend you the rings for luck for a short while? Had he ever done anything else like that?
No.
He lent me other things from time to time, so that I could take a run of his jackets and his ties, but it's a very different matter from the rings.
No, I just can't imagine him ever being without his rings. He took them off to go swimming, but he always put them right on again. They were just like a part of his dressing. That's why I think he was either intending to kill himself or meant to change his identity.
Had he any enemies that you know of?
No, absolutely none. I thought about that.
Any reason you can think of why he might have wanted to try and disguise himself or assume another identity?
Sure, possibly, but there's the added fact that you'd have to have a passport. I mean, any country you want to go to, you'd have to have a passport. You'd have to have a passport to get into a hotel.
Well, you told me he may not have to have a passport.
Yes, I said that about little hotels in Italy.
How do you see it, Mr. Ripley?
I'm afraid I agree with Signorina Sherwood. I think it looks a lot more likely that Dickie killed himself and that he intended to do so all along. I've said this before to Mr. Greenleaf.
So the last time Richard was seen by anybody was February 15th when he got off the boat in Naples coming from Palermo.
That's correct. The steward remembers seeing him.
But no communications from him since.
No.
When was the last time you saw him, Miss Sherwood?
On November 23rd, when he left for San Remo.
You were then in Montebello.
Yes. I just missed seeing him in Rome in February, but the last time I saw him was in Montebello.
Yes, in Rome, he was trying to avoid everyone. That's why I thought when he first gave him the rings that he was just on the tack of getting away from the people that knew him and living in a new city and disappearing completely.
Do you think Richard knew who killed Freddie Miles?
No. No, I certainly don't.
Was Dickie afraid of something?
Well, I can't imagine what.
Well, were there any debts between Dickie and Freddie? Any girlfriends?
Marge, that I know of.
But I wasn't a girlfriend of Freddie's, so that couldn't have been any rivalry.
Would you say you were Dickie's best friend in Europe?
His best friend? No, I would say that was Marge. I hardly know any of his friends in Europe.
What's your opinion about these forgeries?
Well, are they forgeries? I didn't think anyone was sure.
I don't think that they are.
Opinion seems to be divided. Assuming there was a forgery, do you have any idea who he might be trying to cover up for?
Knowing him, I can't imagine him covering up for anyone. Why should he?
I'd like to have a word with you alone, outside, Mr. Ripley, if you don't mind.
Certainly.
We won't be long.
You'll be back in a few minutes.
Oh, yes.
Teeth grinding. Don't start sweating now. God, is this how they do it? Accuse you in the lobby, quietly lay down fact after fact, return to the room, just as promised.
What kind of man was Richard?
He wanted to be a painter, but he knew that he would never be a very good painter. He tried to pretend like it didn't matter and that he was leading exactly the kind of life that he wanted to out here in Montebello. But I think that that life was beginning to get him down. His father disapproved, as I'm sure you're aware, and he'd gotten himself into a bit of a tight spot with Marge.
How do you mean?
Well, she was in love with him, and he wasn't with her. He was very fond of her. He always spoke very highly of her, but it was clear to everyone, and Marge included, that he would never marry her. But she never gave up. She never stopped trying.
What did she do?
Well, she was writing to him and trying to see him all the time. I mean, at the same time, I'm sure, being very respectful, never to intrude on him when he wanted to be by himself, but he told me all this when I saw him in Rome. He said he was frightened that she would come up to see him.
Why do you think he was nervous after the Miles murder?
Because they were friends.
Do you think Dickie might have killed Freddie?
No, I certainly don't.
Why?
Because he didn't have a reason to.
Well, people usually say because so-and-so wasn't the type to kill anybody. Was Richard the type who could have killed someone?
I don't have any clue what kind of person is apt to kill someone. I'd seen him angry.
When?
Dickie was a very ordinary man. He liked to think of himself as extraordinary. If he committed suicide, it's because he identified certain failings in himself, certain shortcomings. I find it much easier to think of him as a suicide than as a murderer.
But I'm not sure that Richard didn't kill Freddie, are you?
I'm not sure. I don't believe it.
I'm not sure at all. But it sure would explain a lot, wouldn't it?
Yes. Everything.
I'd like to have a word with you alone outside too, Miss Sherwood, if you don't mind.
Certainly not. I was just going out to get the newspapers.
Well, what did McCarran have to say?
Just asking me the same questions all over again. Asking me my opinion of his character.
Well, what is your opinion?
So I told him what I believed to be the truth.
And that is?
That Dickie was capable of running away and also capable of committing suicide.
It's obvious to me that he's either dead or deliberately hiding. There's not a corner of the world where this search hasn't been publicized, short of Russia, maybe. My God, he's never shown a liking for that place, has he?
Russia? No, sir, no, he hasn't.
Well, that settles it then. I'll be heading home soon. It's important that I'm with Emily now.
How is your wife?
Fair. I spoke to her last night. However, the strain is telling on her.
I'm sorry.
Well, goodbye.
Mr. Greenleaf, let me hear from you.
Tell me, have you read this afternoon's papers? They found Dickie's suitcases and paintings right here in the American Express in Palermo, Venice. Read it here. All his clothes deposited in February from Naples, and the cord around the canvases came under, and in wrapping them again, the clock discovered Dickie's signature on the paintings.
It says that they're checking everything for fingerprints.
Well, perhaps he's alive.
No, he can't still be alive. He could have committed suicide. Oh, but look, it says it's under this different name. This is Robert Fanshawe.
Perhaps he's hiding under the name Fanshawe. This is good news. Suppose all the fingerprints are his. Wouldn't that make you happy?
Oh, and it says that the suitcases contained everything. His shoes, his jacket, his shaving kit. It could all still be there. And him still be alive. The murderer must have stripped the body and deposited the things here in the American Express, which was the quickest way of getting rid of it.
Well, at least this is a step toward the truth. What really happened? Look, let's talk of something else.
I don't understand why you don't see that this is about life. Really
downcast.
For God's sake, I'm only standing around here to be polite to people and try and help if I can. I'm good and sick of it, Peter. I mean, if one more of those journalists tries to crash the house, they're going to get in the chest and stop coming.
I understand. I really do. I'm going home with me, you know. You're more than welcome to come and stay at my place in Ireland if you like. Stay in quiet there, I can assure you.
Do it. Do him like you did me. Can you do the English accent? His mannerisms? The way he jerks his head to one side when he talks? Show him! He'll find it funny. You don't look enough like him, though. Do you feel the same? Do you feel the same about him as you did me? Do you remember? Smiles. The first day we started getting along. The crazy trip to Rome. Italian lessons, painting, swimming. If only you hadn't put my clothes on that day. Does he let you wear his clothes? It could all happen again. You could hit him, kiss him, throw him overboard.
I want to. I really want to. But I think it's safer if I'm by myself. I have to say something to you. I'm sorry. I have to say it to someone. And I'm going to say it to you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry about everything. I mean, about Dookie. I miss him. I miss him. I miss him so much.
I understand, Tommy, I really do. There's something wrong with you if you didn't break down like this. Come on.
Alone. Lonely. Bored. Goddamn bored. Dreary. Eventless Venice. No. No Dickie, no. But at last! Greece. Oh. Gold. Gilded like a warrior's armor. I mean, even the sunlight is famous. Greece. Strong, calm faces on stone statues. Greece. With the threat of the fingerprints hanging over, debasing, low, like the gutters of Athens, like dirty beggars in the streets of the Salonika. Even Greece has exploded like a golden balloon. It's just my luck for the knot on the body to come undone, just like the cords on the canvas. Float to the surface. June. The will. To whom it may concern. The very chanciness of trying for all of Dickie's money, the peril of it irresistible. They'll have it today, or the day after. They might know now that the fingerprints aren't Dickie. Intercept the ship. Take my fingerprints. If they discover that the will is a forgery too, there'll be no mercy. Both murders uncovered like A, B, C. Pace the ship. Like a walking ghost, foodless, sleepless, filled with espressos, with defiance, courage. So what if they're radioing the ship right now? Arrest Tom Ripley, stand up bravely, throw yourself over the ship's gunwales, the ultimate act of courage, of defiance, of escape, fear. No! This is it. This is how I hoped I would feel, sailing in towards Greece. Black water all around, the islands coming into view now. Soft June darkness up ahead. Athens, dotted with buildings. Acropolis. Is the world just? Is the world fair? Does everyone get what they deserve? I have been lucky. I'd be beyond measure. Avoiding capture on 3 murders. All my life, fate has been cruel, but those last moments with Peter, and the first few moments being Dickie Greenleaf was more than compensation. And yet, something is waiting for me in Greece. I can feel it. And it can't be good. My luck has held out a little too long. The fingerprints, the will, the electric chair. Could that death, at the age of 25, that pain be so tragic that the time between February and now wasn't worth it? No. Regrets. I haven't seen the entire world. Australia, God. Japan, India, South America. My life's work. A love of painting that I never knew I had. But I don't want to be a painter. I could be a collector. It's my favourite thing in the world. And help young painters with talent who need a little money or doom, unselfish courage. There they are, inevitably. 4 of them. Police standing on the pier, arms crossed, looking towards the boat. Now,
a newspaper, sir. No one named Robert Fanshawe found, depositor of Greenleaf luggage.
The fingerprints found on the suitcases and paintings are the same as those found in Greenleaf's abandoned apartment. It is therefore assumed that Greenleaf deposited the suitcases and paintings himself.
The police have concluded that Signor Greenleaf packed and dispatched the suitcases to Venice. There is also speculation he committed suicide.
A letter for you, sir.
We received your letter yesterday. It was not so much of a surprise to my wife and I as you may have imagined. We were both aware of how fond Richard was of you, and despite of the fact that he never said so much in his letters, as you have pointed out, the will does unhappily seem to suggest that Richard has taken his own life. It is a conclusion that we here have finally accepted. My wife and I concur that we should carry out Richard's preferences in the spirit of them, whatever he may have done with himself. So you have, in so far as the will is concerned, my personal support. We will be putting your copy in the hands of my lawyers, and they will be keeping you informed as to their progress in making over Richard's trust fund and his other properties over to you.
Lightheaded, shaking, blinding lights, hurting my eyes. God, innocence, innocent. I'm not going to jail. I'm not going to die. I'm not suspected at all. Oh, is this a joke? Burke Greenleaf letterhead, thick, authentic paper, slightly dappled, engraved lettering besides. Oh no, Mr. Greenleaf would never joke about this, not in a million years. It's mine! It's actually mine! It's Dickie's money. And his freedom. I mean, most of all, his freedom. Choice. A house in America, perhaps one in Europe too. Oh, the money from the house in Montebello is still waiting to be claimed. Oh, imagine sailing into Crete, the long island. Dry, ragged lips of craters everywhere, pulling into the bay the bustle of the pier. Avid boy porters, avid for tips, for luggage. And there's plenty to tip them with. There's plenty for everything, for everyone. Four motionless figures on the imaginary pier. Will I always see them? Every time, every pier, every approach. Alexandria, Delhi, Istanbul, Rio. Tell me, do you ever have the feeling that you're being watched? Or followed? Do you look over your shoulder to see if there's someone behind you? Have you? You have. And what did you do? Did you get away with it?